Countries are like people. Some are big, some are small, some are young, some are old, some have friends, some have not so many friends, and some have many neighbours, while others not so. During the process of drawing up lines to demarcate each country's boundaries, circumstances makes each demarcation unique. Today, we are exploring countries with a singular land border. From geopolitical disputes to strategic alliances, these countries offer a glimpse into the complexities of international relations and the diverse landscapes that shape our world. Join us as we delve into the histories, controversies, and unique characteristics of some of these remarkable nations, each defined by its singular connection to the world beyond its borders. There are three types of countries that have only a singular land border. The first of these is due to natural geography, where a singular island is divided between two nations. For example, Haiti and the Dominican Republic share the island of Hispaniola in the Caribbean, while across the Atlantic, the Republic of Ireland and the United Kingdom share the island of, well, Ireland. Over on the other end of the world in the Pacific, the second largest island in the world, New Guinea, is divided between two sovereign states, Indonesia and Papua New Guinea. Despite Papua New Guinea being the largest country in the Pacific region, it has just one land border, with Indonesia to its west. This border, seemingly a perfect straight line from north to south, holds some fascinating anomalies. It follows the 141 degrees east meridian from the north coast until it intersects the Fly River, where it runs along. However, at the south, instead of continuing straight down the 141 degree east meridian, it instead deviates and only goes back down south at 141 degrees 1 minute 10 seconds east meridian. These quirks in the border trace back to historical treaties between former colonial powers. Specifically, agreements between the Dutch East Indies and Britain resulted in the border being defined as the 141 degrees east meridian, with the intention for it to end at the mouth of the Bensbach River. However, the mouth of the river actually lies slightly to the east, at 141 degrees 1 minute 10 seconds east meridian. To address this discrepancy, the British consented to maintain the border as it stood in the south, while also gaining control of the east bank of the Fly River at the meridian's intersections. This arrangement aimed to facilitate easier river travel without the need for multiple crossings. Currently, there are two official border crossings, PLBN Sota and PLBN Sko, with another, PLBN Yetekun, under construction. Despite these official crossings, the border remains porous due to the mountainous and heavily forested interior, where securing the borders proves challenging. The second type of country with a singular land border are countries situated as a semi-enclave. Semi-enclaves are countries which, except for a small portion connected to the sea, are otherwise entirely surrounded by one other country. Only three countries in the world fit into this category: Brunei, Monaco, and the Gambia. The Gambia stands out for its unique geographical features. Its name carries the obligatory definite article "the", a distinction necessary to honor its namesake, the Gambia River, and to differentiate itself from Zambia, another African nation that gained independence around the same time. On the map, the Gambia appears exceptionally narrow and elongated, resembling the mouth of a distorted Pac-Man, surrounded entirely by Senegal. This peculiar border configuration, much like that of Papua New Guinea, reflects the historical struggles between colonial powers. Negotiations between Britain and France led to the establishment of the Gambia colony's boundaries, defined to run along the Gambia River with borders extending between 25 and 50 kilometers north and south of the river. Legend has it that the borders were marked by a British warship sailing up the river and firing cannonballs on either side, though historical evidence for this remains elusive. Senegal forms the Gambia's borders on three sides, totaling close to 800 kilometers, while the fourth side faces the Atlantic Ocean to the west. The Gambia boasts 7 official border crossings, facilitating movement between the two countries. The last common type of singular land border belongs to countries that are landlocked through enclaves of other countries. Enclaves are territories surrounded entirely by land of another country. In this case, The entire land area of these countries are enclaves to another. Two of these are micronations, San Marino and Vatican City, both whom are enclaves of Italy. The other country, Lesotho, while small compared to its neighbour South Africa, still dwarfs the two micronations in landmass. Nestled within the rugged terrain of the Maloti Mountains in southern Africa, it holds the title for the highest minimum elevation globally, with its lowest point resting at a staggering 1,400 meters above sea level, surpassing the maximum elevation of numerous other nations. Unlike Papua New Guinea and the Gambia, where colonial struggles shaped borders, Lesotho's boundaries were established in collaboration with British colonizers. In 1868, Basutoland, a territory inhabited by the Basotho people, sought British protection, leading to the demarcation of borders that largely coincide with Lesotho's present-day boundaries. Spanning over 900 kilometers, Lesotho's border is shared with three South African provinces: Free State, Eastern Cape, and KwaZulu-Natal. The country boasts a network of 12 official border crossings, facilitating connections with its sole neighbour, South Africa. We have mentioned 11 countries with natural singular borders in the world, out of a total of just 15 such countries. With more than 190 countries in the world, surely there are more than just this? Well, historically, there has been more such countries, but changing political statuses altered the borders. The most recent examples are Canada and Denmark. Before 2022, both countries each had only one land border, Canada's with the United States, and Denmark with Germany. However, in 2022, a significant development occurred as both countries signed a treaty to resolve a long-standing dispute over Hans Island. This uninhabited island, nestled in the Nass Straits of the high Arctic region, had been a point of contention between Canada and Denmark. Under the treaty, Hans Island was divided into two halves, resulting in a minuscule land border spanning just 1,280 meters. Despite its small size and lack of inhabitants, this newly established border holds remarkable significance. It stands as the northernmost and third shortest international land border globally, highlighting the geopolitical intricacies of the Arctic region. Additionally, it represents the fourth land border between countries spanning both Europe and the Americas, joining the ranks of other unique border arrangements such as French Guiana and Brazil, French Guiana and Suriname, and between French Saint Martin and Dutch Saint Martin. While the previous examples included only borders with natural geography, countries can sometimes have artificial borders too. For example, in the case of Singapore, being an island state, it doesn't have natural land borders. Instead, it shares a close proximity with Malaysia, separated only by the narrow Straits of Johor, spanning a distance of merely 600 meters to 1.6 kilometers. To bridge this geographical gap, two remarkable engineering feats connect the two nations. The Johor-Singapore Causeway, a testament to British engineering prowess, was inaugurated in 1924. Its construction was spurred by Singapore's strategic position as a bustling international trading hub. Later, in 1998, recognizing the growing congestion on the causeway, the second link was unveiled, offering an additional passage between the two countries. Ironically, the close ties of Singapore and Malaysia made the causeway the busiest international border globally, with an astounding 350,000 crossings daily, far more than any other countries with natural borders. And there you have it, weird, historical, controversial, and unique circumstances that led to these geopolitical curiosities that are singular border countries. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating explorations around the globe. Until next time.